You join me at the tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head, the hottest day of the year show. Absolutely fucking fantastic. Hello.
Monkey nuts, that's what they call them. Monkey nuts, into your head. Monkey nuts, that's what they call them. Big steaming piles of monkey nuts into your head.
You join me at a tremendously exciting moment. Not only is it Into Your Head podcast number 758, it's also set to be the hottest day of the year so far here in my country. In this country that I like to call my own. Although it's not really my own. I have to share it with apparently now 6 million other people. It was announced the other day that our population has reached 6 million, or was it 5 million? I forget, something like that. Something that surprised me anyway. It was definitely about 2 million higher than I had always thought. I don't think they've even lumped Northern Ireland in with it. So no, our country is fast filling up with people. They're coming out from wherever they come from. They're reproducing, or they're coming from elsewhere, or they're landing from Mars. They're coming from Mars. They said, oh, here's a lunar rover on Mars. I think it might be lost because lunar rovers are supposed to go to the moon. But anyway, no, Mars isn't ours anymore. Let's go to Earth and see what we can find there and make a new life for ourselves on Earth. That's bollocks, isn't it? That's a pile of bollocks. We're off to a bad start here. The sun is melting my brain, but no, I'm a dedicated podcaster, so I'm going to go ahead and make an episode anyway, despite it being the hottest day of the year so far. There's a car. It's amazing what you see when you look out the window. You just happen to glance out the window for one split second, and it just happens to be the one split second of the day when there's a car coming along that road over there, just the other side of the interstate cat highway. No cats on it at the moment, as far as I can see. Now that's interesting. There's nothing to see at the moment. It's like when you have a cartoon and you draw a backdrop, you draw a landscape and some roads and a wall, and then you add the characters later and they move along in front of the backdrop and you don't keep redrawing the backdrop. Well, at the moment, the scene outside looks like there's a backdrop is being drawn, but no animation is being put over it yet. It's just a backdrop. That's interesting. That's an interesting philosophical thing to bring up, isn't it? I just haven't managed to make anything out of it. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. You win, you lose, you win some, you lose some, isn't it? Isn't that what they say? You win some, you lose some, and then you average them out and you get nothing. You might as well not do anything at all. You're going to win the lotto today, and then the day after you're going to lose 8 million euros because you ran over someone's pedigree cat, and then I don't know. I suppose it's probably worth it to do it. If you're going to win the lotto, you might as well do it before you run over the pedigree cat, because you're going to have to come up with the money for that somewhere, so you might as well do it by winning the lotto. So I take it all back. You need to do the stuff that, even though it balances itself out. Unless you're suggesting, maybe you are, that if I don't win the lotto, then the pedigree cat running over thing won't happen either, in which case then it would be better to do nothing. But who's to say that's the case? We can't look into a crystal ball and say, there's what's going to happen. There's what's going to happen. I can see it in my crystal ball. Well, if you can see it in your crystal ball right now, then it's happening right now. You're not seeing into the future. It's a con. You might as well be looking at a live television feed of your own skull, looking at yourself. It's like looking into a mirror. You say, there's me. I wonder what my reflection is doing at the point where I see him there. You see him right now. Now, admittedly, there is a slight millisecond adjustment to allow the time for the light to travel from you to the mirror and back. But no, that's just nitpicking. Don't be nitpicking when things like that. To pick sweat the big stuff, not the small stuff. I suppose that's what I'm saying. Anyway, 2 dogs walk into a bar. One of the dogs goes straight up to the bar counter and says, "Hello, can I have a pint of your finest Guinness, please?" And the man behind the bar says, "Certainly, sir. Can I see your dog licence?" And the dog says, "I beg your pardon." And the man behind the bar says, "Can I see your dog licence, sir? Every dog in this country must have a licence which is renewed every year with the local county council for a fee." And the dog says, "Oh, my owner would have that. The dog doesn't, it's not like with driving. The dog doesn't hold its own licence. Its owner holds the licence. I'm not required myself to hold a licence. I don't have to licence myself as a dog. I'm not my own dog. I belong to someone else. I belong to so." It's like that song that goes, "I don't belong to anyone else. I belong to me." If that song was translated to the Dogular Kingdom, where we go, "I don't belong to me. I belong to somebody else." And the man behind the bar says, "Oh, that's very impressive. A dog who can play a harmonica. Do you have a busking licence, sir?" And the dog says, "I beg your pardon." And the man behind the bar says, "Do you have a busking licence, sir?" And the dog says, "I do not. I'm not a busker. I just happen to blow on my harmonica as a normal part of a conversation with a barman in the bar. Is that a big problem for you?" And the man behind the bar says, "Not for me, no, not for me. But there was an ad on the radio today saying, if you see something, do something." I think it was the US Department of Internal Security or something. They're always saying things like, "If you see something, do something." I heard about her on the No Agenda podcast. So I thought I'd be on my guard for everything. I'll watch out for any possible breaches of the law and report it. And admittedly, I'm not a complete expert on the law, so sometimes I get it wrong, and I do apologise if I've misinterpreted the busking laws. But I have to report you anyway, because it's not up to me to determine whether or not you're in breach of the law. It's for the police and the judiciary system and the public prosecution service and all that sort of thing. That's what it's for. And the dog says, "Fucking hell, I can't even go out of my house now without risking prosecution just for blowing on my harmonica. It's a dog's life, I can tell you. It's a dog's life, but I wouldn't want to..." Oh, what's that? Oh, I'm getting that mixed up with another phrase. It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to mow its lawn or something. Isn't that what they say? It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to brush it. What is it? There's some phrase that goes, "It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to something, something, something." Anyway, that's hardly relevant here, is it? And the man behind the bar says, do you have creating new, what do you call it, phrases? Do you have a language creation license? Are you licensed to create dictionaries and new phrases? And the dog says, "That's not a thing. You're just making it up now. You're chancing your arm." And the man behind the bar says, fair enough. But you can't blame a man for trying to rescue what little bit of dignity I could from the situation. It was worth a try." And the dog says, "Listen, don't worry about your dignity. You don't have to be embarrassed in front of me. I'm an alcoholic dog with a harmonica, and I can barely even play it. And I don't even know the correct laws about busking, so you don't have to be embarrassed in front of me." And the man behind the bar says, "That's very understanding of you. Thank you, sir. Here's your Guinness." And the dog says, "Oh, that's not Guinness. That's just, you just filled up a joint pint glass with Baileys." I probably shouldn't be telling you this, because that's worth a fortune. I stand to profit from this, but I suffer from a disease called honesty. And the barman says, "Well, it's not like I can pour it back into the bottle now, so you might as well drink it." So the dog drinks it and dies of alcoholic poisoning, and a great night is had by all. Monkey nuts. That's what they call them. They call them big, steaming, shit-eating, piss-poiling, monkey-wrench-inducing... that's not right, is it? How can you don't have monkey-wrench-inducing? That's meaningless. We're just talking crap now. There's one thing I can't stand is people talking crap on podcasts. I won't stand for it. If I hear people talking crap, I get out my email writer and I write them a letter. I do it politely. There's only to be aggressive with people. But no, I say, dear sir or madam, I heard your podcast today, episode 758, approximately 11 minutes in, and I heard you talk crap about monkey wrenches being induced. Absolutely. A monkey wrench cannot be induced. Monkey wrenches don't get born, and their mothers don't go into labour. Although now that you mention it, monkeys use tools. Would they have something that they'd call a wrench that they make from a branch or something? Or do monkeys use tools? I don't know. They probably do. They're as close to human beings as you can get, unless you count pigs, but that's only genetically close. Pigs, people like to say that pigs are only one gene away from being a human, but then they tell you in the same breath that monkeys are pretty much humans with just slightly smaller brains, and that they're great. And they'll also tell you that dolphins are great as well. They say, oh look, there's a dolphin. A dolphin can swim. You can't swim, can you? And then I have to, when they're saying it to me, I have to concede that no, I can't swim. Although I would argue that I can swim. I just never have figured out how to do it. Just in the same way that I can drive a car, I just don't. Haven't learned how to do it, because I'm a responsible member of society, and I've decided to abide by the laws requiring minimum eyesight level when operating a vehicle. Now, would a dolphin do that? And then they'll say, oh, I have to admit, you got me there. Dolphins aren't very law-abiding, but they're not particularly law-breaking either. It's not like they go around rebelling against everything. They do that. They're just not intelligent enough to know about laws. And then you say, oh, I got you there. You admit that dolphins aren't intelligent. They're not intelligent. They're as thick as two short planks rubbed together. They're as thick as the skin on your forehead when you haven't been using that cream that your wife keeps telling you to use because you got dry skin, apparently. Apparently washing yourself with water isn't enough to not have dry skin. No, it's not about being wet. You have to use a cream and rub it in and look like a fucking Egypt for half an hour while it soaks in. And then you go and wash it, and they'll say, no, that water is washing off the stuff that's supposed to make your skin wet. Jesus Christ, you can't win. That's what I say. And they'll say, that's all very interesting and all, but we were talking about dolphins being intelligent or otherwise. I thought we were having an interesting debate about it as it happens, but you have to get carried away with some crap about putting cream on your forehead. And I'll say, damn right I do, because I got a cold sore this week, and then I realised, I can't prove it, but I suspect that the cream that I was using to make my skin wetter antagonised the cold sore and made it worse, and I had to use a different cream on the cold sore. And now, of course, I'm sunburnt as well, so you have to go, the sun, just so happens the cream for the cold sore is the same cream that you use for sore sunburn, so I might end up using even more of that. So I suppose that's good. Although does that probably dry out my skin as well? No, I don't know. Why can't they just have one cream that does everything? All the creams are battling against each other. They've got different motives and intentions and agendas. Those creams have agendas, and it's not good enough. They're supposed to be helping us, not fucking having a territorial dispute over my face. Sort yourselves out, creams. Get together and figure out. Get a cream that just does deals with the majority of ailments, as long as it creams. So it can be just like the disinfectants that say kills 98% of germs. Well, I want a cream that tackles 98% of skin complaints. It doesn't matter if it antagonises another 2%. If I can have one that gets up to 98% and just have one cream and not have 85 of them, then that's good enough for me. I'll take the risk of the 2% bad stuff that might happen. I think that's reasonable. Life is too fucking complicated. That's the thing.
Hello, this is J. Edgar Casey, and whenever I am listening to fine podcasts, I tune into the Into Your Head program because it's very clean.
Support the podcastual arts at no cost to you, just by sending Neal money. Visit intoyourhead.com and click on the tip jar to make a once-off donation. intoyourhead.com.
Remember, we value the opinions of you, the humble and ignorant listener. Email studio@intoyourhead.com.
studio@intoyourhead.com.
Matchstick cats. Matchstick cats. Matchstick cats. Matchstick cats and stuff.
Are you a cat? Or do you know somebody who might be? Then tell yourself about Matchstick Cats, Neal's webcomic. Brand new episodes at intoyourhead.com.
IntoYourHead.com.
Now, I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, he mentioned earlier, at least I think he did. It might have been in an outtake now that I think about it, so I wouldn't have heard it. But I don't think it was, I'm not sure. But I think he mentioned earlier that... at least if he didn't mention it, he certainly intended to. He certainly intended to make it a theme of today's podcast. He just can't remember whether he did or not. But no, I think he mentioned earlier that today was being forecast to be the hottest day of the year so far. And I was wondering whether those predictions came through. Did it turn out to be the hottest day of the year so far? Well, I'll tell you on the 31st of December of 2014. Or maybe I'll wait until the next day, because I'm not going to sit up until midnight waiting for the meteorological service to do their calculations and run the numbers, which they probably won't anyway till the next day, or probably the day after, because the 1st of January is a public holiday. They're going to have just a skeleton staff on the 1st of January, I can tell you. They're not going to have people running statistical numbers to tell you what was the hottest day of the year. No. They will not. Well, no, I can tell you it's reasonably hot now, and it got reasonably hot particularly early in the morning, so that's a sign that it's going to be too damn hot later, I can tell you. Won't be mowing any lawns today, I can tell you. I mowed the front lawn yesterday. I nearly fucking killed myself. Sweating bullets. I was sweating bullets. There's one thing, I don't mind sweating, but when you're sweating bullets, those are dangerous. Admittedly, I was sweating blanks. They're not going to... but still, a bullet is a bullet. When you fire a bullet at a fast enough rate, it doesn't matter if it's a blank, or it's got pictures on it, or it's got lead in it. It's going to fucking hurt you. I don't want to be hurt just because it's a hot fucking day. So to summarise, I won't be mowing any lawn today, even though I haven't finished the back lawn yet. It needs to be finished off soon, because I didn't finish the bit at the side where it goes very long. I did yesterday when I was cutting the front lawn. I did find a cardboard cutout of a Halloween pumpkin. I don't know if it's been sitting there since October of last year, or whether it just fell out of the car when I was cleaning it out for the national car test, which has just occurred to me it may well have done, because I've been going around tweeting that, I went to mow the lawn today and a Halloween decoration appeared in the lawn. I think I've been neglecting the gardening. Ho, there's a little self-deprecating joke for you. I put that all in the tweet, just shortened it a bit. But I've just realised now it may well have fallen out of the car, which is usually full of my wife's stationery for work. She does work involving stationery of a jocular nature that would appeal to children and also be educational, so it probably fell out of the car when I was cleaning it out last week. Passed the national car test, in case you're wondering. Our car has been deemed roadworthy and is officially certified to be roadworthy for at least another 24 months. Isn't it absolutely fucking fantastic? It would be a problem if that wasn't the case, I can tell you. It would be a problem, but now that it's not the case, it's not like we've won the lotto or anything. It just means we're within the legal limits or whatever. So it means we're not going to jail. There's no big... that's the problem with these things. It's not a big yes or no thing. It's either either a no or a nothing. They say, no, you failed, your car has to come off the road until it's repaired, or else they say, that's fine, you've passed. And they don't say, oh, and here's your reward, you've passed, so here's you get an extra €500 check for that. No, you just get an it's fine, acceptable. It's not yes or no, it's acceptable or no. It's a fucking depressing way of doing it. People would be a lot more appreciative of these car testing requirements if there was something particularly positive associated with passing, rather than just me, you passed, fuck you. Well, no, maybe I'm overthinking it. Excuse me for overthinking things. You're allowed to think stuff. This isn't fucking North Korea. You're allowed to think about stuff and give your opinion. Anyway.
You're listening to Into Your Head, hosted by Neal, Ireland's version of the Octomom. Except he's a dude. And has cats.
I've always been a great believer in the dictum, don't bang the drum. Don't bang the drum. It's the chorus from a song by the War Boys that goes, here we are in a special place, what are you going to do here? And we're standing in this fabulous place, what are you going to do here? What show of soul are we going to get from... It goes on from that for a good bit, and there's a lot of trumpets and things, and then he goes to the chorus and it says, don't bang the drum, don't bang the drum, don't bang the drum, don't bang the drum. And it goes on like that. I used to like that song when I was a teenager. I had strange taste. I listened to my mixtape had Don't Bang the Drum by the War Boys, followed by Teen Spirit by Nirvana, followed by that creepy one by Radiohead, followed by some crap by Billy Joel. Followed by, I don't know, probably some Led Zeppelin, followed by some crap, followed by some other crap, followed by some further crap, followed by some additional crap, followed by something good. I think my musical taste may have changed now, since I seem to think a lot of this stuff was crap. Although now that you mention it, my musical tastes haven't changed that much. It's just that I don't listen to music anymore. Unless I'm on the treadmill. I don't listen to music. There's more to life than having music pumped into your brain. Music was created to brainwash people. You have people going, oh, you go into any monastery now on any day of the week and you'll find they're being hypnotized. They're hypnotizing themselves with this music, with their chanting. They're going, me, 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 me. And none of them are, well, they're all happy, admittedly, but still, what's the bloody point? And then you go on the radio and you hear someone blasting out Eminem. He's going, fucking, 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 I'm Slim Shady, fucking fuck. I'm going to kill you all. I'm going to kill you all. I'm the real Slim Shady. All the other Slim Shadys have just been mudslinging. I'm the real Slim Shady. Apparently there were a lot of imitators of Slim Shady in Eminem's time. His character, his persona, Slim Shady, was the subject of one of his earlier album successes. I believe he did a sequel, a follow-up album recently. I don't know what it's like. Haven't bought a musical album in a long time, I can tell you. Don't need any more music. I gathered up enough music through my teenage years and my 20s to keep me going for the rest of my life. Don't need new. People are obsessed. They say, how can I find new music? I need some sort of engine that'll help me, a discovery engine that'll help me find new music. And then they sign up for these music subscription services and they say, play me some new music. I need new. This old music isn't any good for me. It doesn't soothe my soul. I need something new. There's all new. Everything has to be new. No, everything doesn't have to be new. You've enough music music. Once you've been gathering music for about 10 years, let's say you start at age 13, you go on till you're 23, by then you should have enough music. If you've done it efficiently, you should have gathered up enough music to keep you going for the rest of your life, and go and do other stuff. Listen to the music that you have whenever you need it, and then the rest of the time listen to fucking podcasts. That's what I do. I listen to podcasts from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, except I take gaps to talk to my spouse or do work, or what else do I do? Watch television. Admittedly, when I'm falling asleep at night, I don't listen to podcasts. I listen to the radio because I don't care about radio. I don't mind if I fall asleep during it and miss something. You don't want to be doing that. Don't be listening to me while you're falling asleep, because you'll miss stuff, or at least if you are. Be prepared to start again from the beginning first thing in the morning and listen properly. I don't like the idea. I've had it told to me by at least 2 people that they listen to this while they're falling asleep in bed. If this is helping you go to sleep, then I'm not doing my duty. I'm here to stimulate your brain. If you're listening to this in bed, bed, listen to this. Look, there's your alarm. Don't worry, it's not time to get up yet. It's just time to wake up a bit and do me the courtesy of listening to the words that are coming out of my brain. I've gone to a lot of trouble to compile for you, and I've paid to host them on the internet, and I've uploaded them. So do me the courtesy of listening to what I'm saying and stop falling asleep. You can fall asleep when this episode is over, but on the radio then or something. But no, until then, no. Don't fall asleep on my watch. That's all I'm saying. I've none of that crap. 2 record-breaking weather days walk into a bar. One of the record-breaking weather days goes straight up to the bar counter and says, "Hello, can I have your hottest Irish stew, please?" And the man behind the bar says, "Oh, we don't do Irish stew here, sir. It's not really an Irish thing. It's a bit like that soap that everyone buys in America that's called Irish something, and they think it's Irish. Nobody over here has ever even heard of it. So no, we don't do Irish stew in Ireland." And the record-breaking weather day says, "Now I get the thing about the soap, but I don't think that's quite true about Irish stew. We may not call it Irish stew, just like the French don't call fries French fries, but I'm pretty sure we do stews here, at least in the winter on days like this." And the barman says, "Oh, I think I see what the problem is. You're a weather day, so you're presumably the coldest day of winter on record, and you come in here and you think, oh, it's the coldest day on record, so he's going to have stews." The problem there is you're in your own little bubble. You're like a black hole that's got a bubble of time contained in it, and what you forget is that the rest of us around you are in the hottest day of the year here in June, and the coldest day of winter says, "Well, who's that other fella I came in with then? Because he says he's the hottest day of the year in June." Does that mean you're inside him? Does that mean you're in a universe within a universe, but it's just not apparent to you for some reason because of the whole perception thing? And the barman explodes, and the weather fella says, "Christ, I done it again. I need to stop sharing my thoughts with people who aren't equipped to process them. And the great night is had by all. Good morning."
Into